All right, so normally I was gonna not do a live stream tonight, but I figured maybe I have 1 hour to spare to answer some questions regarding a Google Stadia and GeForce Now, and what do you really need to know about these two services? I think this is like a perfect time for me to answer some questions, to get you guys involved, so we can talk about it for like an hour. What you need to know, and what is unique about both services, and which one's the best, which one suits you the best, stuff like that. So I figured maybe this 1 hour here, we can go ahead and do that and just kind of dive right into it. Excuse me. And maybe you can find out what is the best for you. A lot of people ask me, why did I get fascinated by cloud gaming? Look, first and foremost, I am a gamer, but I wouldn't say I'm like a super hardcore gamer. I mean, I'm like a casual gamer. I do play games here and there. But what fascinates me about Google Stadia, GeForce Now, PlayStation Now, and all these other services, what fascinates me is the ability to be able to take that experience like Netflix and play it anywhere you go. Believe it or not, like tonight I got to go somewhere. Then tomorrow morning I got to go somewhere else. And then maybe tomorrow night I'll be able to see you guys again. Now, I don't talk about my private life. I just keep that private. That's my choice. For a variety of reasons. However, the reason I mention this is because I can take that experience with me. My desktop, I cannot take my desktop with me. It's got to sit here in the office where I'm at right now. I cannot take it with me. A big giant gaming laptop, it's too heavy to carry for me to go somewhere. So, to me, the cloud gaming has always been this unique way for you to take your experience and take your gaming experience and play it and enjoy it. Now, of course, one of the biggest factors is going to be the internet. The internet is going to be the key thing. Hello, Giovanni. How you doing? Thank you, Derek, for being here. I figured maybe I can spare 1 hour to, answer some questions regarding Google Stadia and GeForce Now. Please don't ask me any television questions on this stream, because this stream is strictly for cloud gaming. I will do a separate stream that's going to be just for televisions. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that, but it's going to be soon. There's going to be a separate stream for the televisions, projectors, home theater, receivers, stuff like that. We'll do that, and you can ask me any of these questions. But for right now, I just want to stick to a cloud gaming for 1 hour. Okay, so please, just understand that. Thank you, Mike Gibson. I appreciate you too. Thank you, Lee to you. I appreciate you as well, man. Everything's good. It's just been a kind of like, man, I got like maybe 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours of sleep, man. I'm still sore, man. I've been doing some work. Been traveling and driving back and forth, so it's been one of those, hectic. Well, it is what it is, man. That's the way it is here in America. It's it's capitalism. You got to work your ass off. If you want to have good things, if you want to have stuff, you got to work hard. You got to make that money. It is what it is. But anyway, go ahead, guys. Ask the questions. Far away. We got like 1 hour and 15 minutes to go. So anything regarding the cloud gaming, please, on that subject, I'll be more than happy to answer. I know you guys have a bunch of questions about projectors, televisions, and home theater, Onkyo, Pioneer, receivers, and how does the HDCP 2.2 works with the pass-through. All of those questions, let's save that for different dedicated television and home theater and projector stream. That's where I can answer all your questions and give you some feedback on the picture adjustments and whatnot. But on this one, I just want to kind of cover some bases with the cloud gaming. Hello, Jamie. How you doing? JM. I'm sorry. Did I say Jamie? JMBN. JMBN. All right, JM. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, you can listen to it tomorrow. Or if you're driving, you just plug it in, press play. Some people have been asking me, why don't I just upload the podcast to, iTunes or something, or there's various different outlets I can do that. I might do that in the future, as a matter of fact. I might do that in the future, because people have been asking me to do that for quite a while. Stadia 4K 30 FPS or GFN, which is GeForce Now 1080p 60 FPS. Visually, which one I prefer? Visually, I prefer the Google Stadia, and I have a video coming up in the morning, or I might be able to upload it tonight before I leave. I might be able to upload it for you guys tonight before I leave. I'm not sure when the YouTube's gonna process it. I have a video where I can show you just how beautiful this game, for example, right here, which is a Supercross 3, a Monster Energy Supercross 3 game, and it has HDR. It has 4K and HDR, along with the Unreal Engine 4 graphics, that 10.4 teraflops, the custom-made GPU by AMD, that it's rendering all of that. And you will see the HDR slider on that OLED TV, that I'm able to crank it up to 2000 nits internally from the game, from 1000 to 2000. I leave it at 1000 for the OLED because you don't want to go anything higher than 1000 on the OLED, because the OLED cannot go any higher than 850 nits, close to 900 nits. So when you see that video, you're going to see just how beautifully not only does HDR look on Google Stadia, but also how beautifully the resolution looks. And you almost forget that you are playing something from the cloud data center. You feel as if you are playing something locally. You would almost think that I connected my big giant iBuyPower desktop that I have locally, that I've connected it to the OLED. You would think I was pulling some tricks, because it's like kind of hard to believe, right? But no, it's not. It works. That's because Google Stadia has invested a lot of money into their data centers. And I did some research on Google Stadia. Guys, they're not in it to fail. Yes, they're starting slow, and they made a mistake by not being in beta. But now the cat's out of the bag, so it is what it is. Now they have to continue on, okay? But Google Stadia is not in it to fail. Even Phil Spencer said, we're kind of intimidated a little bit by Google and Amazon, because they are big giants, okay? You just imagine if you have to go to court, if you have to go and file a lawsuit against Google or Amazon. Good luck defeating them, right? If you don't have something substantially great, because they're such a huge company, huge corporation, and they can dictate a lot of different things. So they invested billions of dollars, close to billions of dollars they invested since 2013, 2014. They've been working on this for years. Google Stadia has been in development for years. I don't think people realize this is a long overdue process, even since 2013. It's just they didn't talk about it publicly too much. But now, since they're out, now they're talking about it. So don't count Google Stadia out, especially when they come out with the new equipment, with the new streaming devices like Chromecast Ultra 2 or whatever they call it, or Chromecast Ultra 3, I'm sorry. When they come out with some new devices, they'll be able to do 8K and even much better graphics. So visually, just to keep it short, visually, yes, Google Stadia, it's meant to be played on your 4K television. Google Stadia is not meant for you to be played on your browser. I'll say that again. If you are just playing Google Stadia on your browser, then you are not really. You're just kind of wasting time. You're not really taking the full potential of what Google Stadia can do. When you connect Chromecast Ultra with your Google Stadia controller, when you connect it to your QLED or your OLED television, you realize, oh my goodness, this is crazy that we are at this stage in our lives where we can have something from a cloud data center giving us this type of quality and rendering without any need of like high-end GPU computer or a very powerful console. That to me, it's truly remarkable. But to experience that, I always tell people, you gotta have a Google Stadia in your home. You have to connect it to your television, your Chromecast Ultra, and you have to subscribe to a Pro subscription to truly appreciate that. And there are plenty of 4K HDR games on Google Stadia. Some people are saying there aren't that many. Are you kidding me? There's plenty. And I can just name a few of them over here. I'll show you a few of them over here right now. I can show you a few of them over here. Well, this is 4K HDR, Supercross 3. Redemption 2, it's 4K HDR. Metro 4K HDR. HDR, 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 HDR. Destiny 2 HDR. Final Fantasy HDR. Tomb Raider HDR, Borderlands HDR, even Just Dance 2020 it's HDR. So there's plenty of HDR stuff here for you to enjoy. 1 year from now, what features and games do you want to see or expect to see on Google Stadia? Well, I would love to see some exclusive games. I would love to see, I think what's going to make Google Stadia appeal to more people, it's the this idea that there's going to be certain games they're just going to be exclusive to Google Stadia, and the only way to play those certain games is going to be through you purchasing Google Stadia Pro subscription, and then of course if you want to, using a Chromecast Ultra, which I advise you to use Chromecast Ultra. People who are going to sign up with the base, guys, for those of you who are waiting for the base Google Stadia, it's going to be the same as GeForce Now. Okay, it's going to be the kind of same feeling as GeForce Now. To truly appreciate Google Stadia, and I said this before, you got to connect it to your 4K HDR television. You got to see it on your 4K HDR. That's where you truly say, now I know why I'm paying $10 a month. But yeah, I definitely am looking for some kind of exclusive games, some kind of like platformer exclusive games, adventure games, stuff like that. I'm looking forward to something that you can only play on Google Stadia. Or some kind of a MMO, massively multiplayer online game. Anything. So I'm looking forward to some exclusivity. But that's going to take time, guys. It's going to take time. I don't think we'll see any exclusive games till like maybe next year, 2021. I think 2021 is where Google Stadia finally is going to be like at its peak. Okay. So this year is just waiting game. This year we just have to be patient. We have to wait. And then 2021, I think 2021, that's where Google Stadia is going to be kind of like taking off a little bit, in my opinion. Now, GeForce Now, thank you, man. Thank you, Platango. How is the quality of the GFN when you are playing on your OLED? I haven't tried it yet, Mike Gibson. I haven't tried it. But it's going to be as similar as me connecting, Xbox One S and just playing 1080p game. I think it's gonna look nice upscaled, but it's not going to be nowhere near Mike Gibson. It's not going to be nowhere near the HDR and 4K quality the way Google Stadia games are. Because you have to remember something, JM and BN. This is the important part, and this is the part that I really wanted to do this live stream, because I think there's a lot of confusion about this. And even I was confused. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about a couple of things. GeForce Now is just you renting their computer, their server. That's pretty much what you're doing. You are renting, leasing for $5 a month their server that gives you 6 hours to play. And it has a pretty good GPU. It has a mysterious Intel custom 3.5 gigahertz 8 core according to Gamer Nexus, CPU, Central Processing Unit from Intel, custom Intel CPU. And the difference is this. On GeForce Now, the games that you own and the games that are supported by GeForce Now, or better yet, games that are allowed, let's put it in these words, games that are allowed for you to play, are only going to look as good as what their machine can output. Okay, so not every game is going to take a full potential of what GeForce Tesla T10 can achieve. You know, some of these older games, they need to be patched up, they need to be updated. Okay, there's always going to be some issues. So you're not going to have that like experience in comparison to something like Google Stadia, because Google Stadia, every game that's released on Google Stadia has to be redone and tailor-made for GPU and CPU and architecture that Google Stadia is using. And that's a big deal because everything has to be redone. The HDR metadata, the whole thing, the bitrate, everything has to be catered and manufactured. So this is probably why it's taking Ubisoft such a long time to release Uplay Plus games. There's tons of Uplay Plus games. Why? Because they have to redo all of these games. Every and each game that's on Uplay Plus, they have to tailor-make that to run on Google Stadia. You can't just simply port it. NVIDIA doesn't know, what games you have. They only know certain games that they allowed for you to play, and then give it a try. See if it works with the Tesla T100, right? It's not like, what I'm saying is this. Here's what I'm trying to say without confusing you guys. It's not like GeForce, here, let's put this in perspective because I don't want you guys to be confused. It is not like NVIDIA knows, okay, you'll be able to push this game to the limits. You'll be able to push all of these graphical filters to the limits because they don't know. You know, it's not like the same thing with the Blizzard, with Modern Warfare. Sure, they have drivers that work for RTX 2080, 2070, 2080 Ti, but this is a custom GPU that we don't have on our market. You cannot purchase Tesla T10. So how is it going to work? Are they testing these games? Are they being tested? Are they being patched up properly? So there's always that. You don't know how well are these games going to work. Like some of the games that I have here, I don't know. Like Formula One worked pretty good. This one right here, let me show you. Like War Thunder, I had some issues with the War Thunder. It did work, but there was some skipping. There was some issues with the shaders. I have to tweak and adjust a couple of things. So you have to tweak and adjust some things. I had issues with what was it? With the black flag, I had to turn off and what you call it? Not anti-aliasing. There was the filtering, texture filtering. I'm sorry, texture filtering. I had to reduce texture filtering to 2% instead of 8%. So there's certain tweaks you have to go through with these games to make them run smooth. Okay, so you have to tweak these games to make them run smooth. Okay, on Google Stadia, you don't have to do a damn thing. You don't have to worry about anything. Do you know why? Because they already do that for you. The developers have already worked on these games, and they are ready to go for you to play on Google Stadia. Meaning, when the game is released on Google Stadia, it's all taken care of. You don't have to worry about anything. You know 100% when you purchase that game on Google Stadia, you know 100% that's going to work without any issues, without any hiccups, without any problems. Why? Because Google Stadia is taking care of that, all the heavy lifting. They're taking care of that in Silicon Valley. They're making sure that everything's running smooth, you know. And this was even said on the interviews from last year with team from Google Stadia. They talked about this. Constantly they talked about this. And that the big difference between, let's say, the xCloud and PlayStation Now and GeForce Now is the fact that whatever's released on Google Stadia, it's going to run 100%. So when they release Doom Eternal, I'll give you one example. When Doom Eternal gets released next month for Google Stadia, guess what? That game's going to run perfectly on Google Stadia. Do you know why? Because as we speak right now, as we're talking right now, there's still the team from the ID, Bethesda, the Doom Eternal team. It's working around the clock, making sure that Doom Eternal, it's compatible, patched up, updated, ready to go, HDR, 4K, multiplayer, dedicated servers, etc., etc., etc. So when they release the game, you're not going to have any hiccups. Guess what? On your PC, I guarantee you, and I'm sorry guys, I guarantee you, on your PC, I will have a bunch of problems with Doom Eternal. And I'm going to do that test. You'll see next month, Google Stadia at midnight, boom, playing right away. On my PC, I need to download these drivers, need to patch this up, need to patch that up. There's some more updates you need to patch. Your Windows needs to be updated to this version. Your frame network needs to be updated to this version for the dedicated service, etc., etc., etc. Guess what? While you're wasting time trying to patch up your PC version of Doom Eternal, guess what? Boom! On Google Stadia, I hit the controller, kick back in my big sofa, play on my what you call it, OLED or QLED TV, and enjoy Doom Eternal. That's convenience. So when you pay $63 for Doom Eternal on Google Stadia, Young Yeah and Dreamcast Guy, you're paying for convenience. Convenience. You have an option of convenience. Convenient way to play. Now, if you have a shitty internet, well, if you have a bad internet, then you need to invest in a better internet. All right, let's see what else we have. Hold on about that. But I had to explain this because, this is something that, Bill and Lloyd from StadiaCast have mentioned in quite a detail. But I kind of totally forgot about that. Seriously. I was like, I was thinking to myself, well, wait a minute, Mr. 4K, I think you're being too harsh on Google Stadia. Maybe you don't understand the full picture of what Phil Harrison is talking about. Now, I'm not giving Phil Harrison a pass saying that it was okay for him to lie and tell us that all these features will be available and now they're not available. I hold him accountable for what he said. You should always hold a company accountable for their mistakes, okay? Just like I hold myself accountable for what I say and for what I do. But I think I missed the big picture when it comes to Google Stadia. And I think I see that big picture. And the big picture is they're really serious about this service. And people shouldn't dismiss Google. You shouldn't dismiss Google at all. Don't dismiss it. Trust me. I made a mistake by dismissing them. No. You should not. They invested billions of dollars. Okay, they're not in it to fail. Okay, and even Jeff Bezos knows this. That hey, you shouldn't dismiss Google as well. Even Phil Spencer knows this as well. You shouldn't dismiss Google. So I haven't really seen that bigger picture, but now I see the bigger picture, and I understand why it's taking such a long time, because it's difficult. It takes time, guys. It really takes time to get the shareholders, to get the investors, to get the approval, to get the developers to rework on certain games like The Witcher 3, Complete Edition. I'm sure CD Projekt Red it's working on it as we speak, but it's a monumental task to bring such a huge game like The Witcher 3 Complete Edition, to bring it onto the Google Stadia to work with 4K and HDR smoothly without any hiccups, without any issues. So this takes time. So this is why it's taking such a long time. I was wondering about this. I said, why can't they just port these games? Well, it's not that simple. They can't just simply port them. They have to work with a controller, with a Wi-Fi controller. They have to work with the custom GPUs, custom CPUs. They have to work with the Google Stadia architecture. It has to work seemingly with that data center and that technology that they have in Silicon Valley or wherever it is. So I think that's the misconception that I had about Google Stadia, honestly. And I just didn't see that bigger picture. Now, there's nothing wrong with GeForce Now. Listen, guys, here's what I want to say. GeForce Now, for $5 a month, I think it's a great option. It's good that we have these options. We have Google Stadia on one hand, where you can play these games on your 4K HDR television, which is awesome. And then we have GeForce Now, where you can play your existing PC library games, take them with you, play it on your laptop or on your phone. That's awesome as well. But you have to remember something. The experience is going to be limited. What do I mean by the limited experience on GeForce Now? Meaning that you will have to tweak these games. Not every game is going to run smooth. You're going to have to tweak it, go to the settings, turn this off, turn this on, turn this filter off, turn the texturing, volumetric light, turn it off. Okay, how much VRAM do you have? How much GDDR5 or GDDR6 RAM do you have? How much are you allowed to turn these filters on? There's going to be a lot of tweaking in order for you to get that nice, enjoyable performance on GeForce Now. Okay, same thing goes with the Shadow PC, because you are renting the PC. You're not renting a service where they have games for you to click and play. So, but it's cool that we have both of them coexisting together. I think it's awesome that both of them coexist together, but people need to understand a couple of things. When you are comparing GeForce Now to Google Stadia, they're two dramatically different things. Yes, they're both cloud gaming, but they're two different dramatically advanced technologies, and of course, different service. And I was thinking about this, and it dawned on me, man. I didn't realize. Sorry about that, guys. I'll go through some of your questions. Man, you guys are fast. Shadow and Stadia are the best. Hey, Clive, how you doing, man? Long time no see. Virtual console with all the convenience of console. You know the games on their platform will just work. Exactly, Clive. And I think that's the one thing that maybe you can mention it on your video. Maybe you can do a video about it, Clive. I'll be more than happy to watch that. I think this is the important part that I honestly made a mistake. I missed out on this. Why? Because I didn't do a thorough research on the data center of Google Stadia. Okay? And that's why I think we're having this waiting list to wait for these games to come out, because they can't simply just release them. CD Projekt would love, GOG would love to release their games on Google Stadia, but the problem is it's not that simple. Okay? Same thing goes with, obviously, all these other developers. They can just simply release a game just like that on Google Stadia. There's a big process they have to go through, you know, and this is why we're waiting. Now, granted, Phil Harrison should have explained this to us. Phil Harrison should have said something. He should have explained this to us. But I think I know now why it's taking such a long time. But no one should deny the quality of games like NBA 2K20, the games like even the Supercross 3 with the HDR and 4K, the Guild with 4K and HDR, the Metro Exodus 4K HDR. No one should deny the beautiful picture quality, the 50 megabits per second bitrate. 50 megabits per second bitrate, it's higher than Blu-ray. It's higher than Blu-ray. Catch that drift? So, to see that, to experience that, you have to connect your Chromecast Ultra with your Google Stadia controller onto your 4K QLED or your 4K OLED television, and you're truly going to understand, wow, this is why this looks good. And of course, the internet, it's another thing. Ivan Maric, yeah, I agree. Ivan, you're absolutely right, Ivan. They should have stayed in beta. And you know what? I'll give credit to... I'll give credit to Young, yeah. Okay, I disagree with him on some things, but on some things I agree. So it's like 50-50. With Young, yeah, and me, it's like 50-50. Some things I agree with him, and some things I disagree with him. But I'll agree with him with one thing. I'll give him a credit for one thing, and that's that he was right that Stadia should have stayed in beta. And I think even Google knows that they made a mistake. They should have stayed in beta. I think if they stayed in beta, they wouldn't have this backlash. They wouldn't have this kind of negativity and trash talk that they had to go through for 3 months. I think if they had stayed in beta, it would have been a totally different outcome. But you know what? Right now, it doesn't matter because Google is here to stay. They're not gonna leave and pack their bags. Don't think about this is gonna be like on live Steve Perlman kind of scenario. Steve Perlman was him just running a private service, okay? And once he made enough money, he sold the company, and boom, he ran off to the sunset, okay? This is not going to be the same case. This is a Google, giant corporation, a wealth, $1 trillion net worth around the world with the shareholders and investors. They invested billions of dollars into the data center, okay? And they're building more data centers this year in Europe and other countries. They're in this for a long haul. But it's going to be a long haul, okay? And it was going to take a lot of patience. We have to be patient, guys. We have to be patient. We have to wait, all right? There's plenty of cool games to play. We also got GeForce Now. We can use that service and play some games. So we just have to be patient, guys. But you will see by the end of this year the amount of games that are going to be coming out in Google Stadia, the services, the features, the options, etc., etc., etc. A wireless controller, some more controllers from Google Stadia, a new Chromecast Ultra that's going to enhance even better stability with the Wi-Fi and the picture quality. So all of this, it slowly is going to develop and evolve. And I know you guys are going to say to me, but how could you know that? How could I know that? Because I do my research now. I spent, like last night, I spent like 4.5 hours just researching the whole process of how the Google Stadia was authorized by the Google CEOs, by the Google's board of directors to get this to work, to build these data centers. So I did some research. I went to the Forbes, I went to the Bloomberg, I went to the CNBC, stock market, investors, all of that stuff. I went in there, PC Magazine, I did a bunch of research, and also did a bunch of research from the Stadia team who worked on the cloud data centers for years. So I watched their videos. They're out there. Might have to post a link so you guys can see it. So all of the stuff is there, guys. And like I said, it is. I'm guilty for not doing more research. So when I was bashing Google Stadia, I think it was kind of immature because I didn't see the bigger picture, guys. when it comes to Google Stadia. You have to see the bigger picture. And when you do this research, you're going to realize, hey, I see what's going on now. I understand why it's taking such a long time. Granted, I agree. They should have told us this. They should have been honest. You know, they should have put it in beta, sign up for beta in November, okay, throughout now, and then release it in April. Okay? For the founders who want to be the founders, release it in April. But it is what it is. We can't go back in past. We can't fix the past. It is what it is. We're in it now. But just remember, people who are saying Google Stadia is dead, it's failure, that's a bunch of baloney. Even when I said it was stupid and childish, immature, they're not. Okay? They're nowhere near Titanic ship. It's not a Titanic ship, okay? It's a ice crusher ship. Solid. It's a very solid ship. So, guys, don't buy into that nonsense. I'm just here to tell you that this Google Stadia, when Phil Spencer tells you, Phil Spencer himself is shitting his pants and says, we're not worried about PlayStation. We're not worried about Nintendo. They're not our competitors. But we're shitting bricks. We're worried about Google and Amazon. He said it. I didn't say it. Phil, and I'll take Phil Spencer's word for it. He said it. That they're afraid. I mean, he didn't say afraid, but he said they're their biggest competitors. And, you know, meaning you have to worry about your biggest competitor, which is Google and Amazon. And that's where it's going to boil down to. All right, see what else we got. Even Marich, look, I don't want Stadia to fail. I support cloud gaming, but Google is not doing much. Yes, I agree. They're not doing much at the moment, and I wish that they would be doing much. But that's going to change. That's going to change, even. That's going to change. Once you try it, I know it's not available in your country. Even I know right now that you feel left out. You feel left out because, hey, you know, you're kind of jealous. Like, why people over there in the Western countries have it and I don't have it? I wanna, and I know you're hearing mixed messages. I know the feeling. When you're getting mixed messages, you're getting all kinds of different feelings. You know. But once you try it, once it becomes available in Balkan region, in Central Europe, Northern Europe, Eastern Europe, once it becomes available in other countries, then you're going to realize when you try it even on your 4K HDR television, when you try it, then you're going to say, wait a minute, you know, this is not what I was expecting it to be. I was expecting this to be a total failure. Doesn't work, latency, input lag, all of that stuff you're just going to forget about. And I think by the time it becomes available in the Europe and other countries, I think you'll have a much healthier library of games, you'll have much better features, and you'll definitely enjoy it much, much better than what I had in November 21st throughout today. So I think we just have to be patient, okay? But one thing I can tell you for sure, Google Stadia ain't going nowhere. They're going to stay. They're in for a long haul. Their biggest competitor, it's Amazon. So it's going to be interesting to see, man, how Google and Amazon are going to tackle this. It's going to be like an all-out war, man, between Jeff Bezos and, you know, they're all in California, Pacific Northwest, Central Pacific West. They're all there on the Pacific Coast. All of these, you know, all these tech companies, Amazon, Google, Amazon in Washington State, and then you got Google in California, Central California. So it's going to be interesting to see how the whole thing is going to evolve and develop. All right, so let me read some more questions, guys. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this done within an hour. You know, I know this is like a fast live Q&A live stream. All right, let me see. B7 says, hold on. Young, oh, come on, Stadia Cloud Gamer. No, let's be nice. All right, you know, we don't have to call anybody names. You know, that's a little bit offensive, man. We don't need to go that. We don't need to pull that card. Granted, there's some stuff I don't agree with Yong Yao, but there's some stuff I agree. But we shouldn't be calling people names. We shouldn't be, critiquing them based on their appearance and their heritage. That's just wrong, So, yeah, Stadia Cloud Gamer. Let's not go that route, brother. I like you, but let's not get nasty. Let's not do that. It ain't cool. Let's see. Marcel from Quebec. Yeah, Montreal. Cloud Gamer, not cool to talk that, man. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, man, you shouldn't talk that way, brother. I know you better than that, Stadia Gamer. I know you better than that. That's just Remember, I talked about the ego, how the ego jumps out sometimes, and you can't control it, and that's what that is, brother. I know you better than that. We all have it. I have my shares of my ego jumping out of me and then saying some stupid shit that I regret, because I know I'm better than that. So, anyway. Hey, Cameron D. How you doing, CD? How are you, bro? King Nello. I'm on GeForce now playing Rainbow Six Siege. Yeah, listen. I played a bunch of games over the weekend on GeForce Now. I played Rainbow Six. I cranked it up to the ultra settings. I played Formula 1 2019, cranked it up to the ultra settings, ultra very high settings. I did a benchmark. I did a video. You can check it out. I got like 50 to 60 frames per second, which is pretty darn good. I was not able to get that on my laptop, my GeForce 1070 i7 8th generation laptop. I was not able to get that kind of performance, but I got it with the GeForce Now. So there's some caveat there. I think I'll give a shout out to Bill again. Stadia Cast. I'll give shout out to Bill again. What he said on his last podcast, his previous podcast, it's a good thing that we have all of these services available, these cloud gaming services available. I think that only can benefit me and you when we have these services. We can only benefit from these services, okay? These cloud gaming services. I love the fact that I can jump in GeForce Now and play my American Truck Euro Truck Simulator. I love the fact that I can jump on Google Stadia and play Supercross 3 or play Football Manager, which I want to get into. I love the idea that I can play Metro Exodus DLC expansion pack, which is available right now, which I forgot to mention. I'm going to mention it right now. Metro Exodus Sam Story, it's here. Okay? It's available. I know it's $18, but remember, guys, you're paying for convenience. Again, I know people are going to say, but the price point on the Cloud Stadia, it's just too much. Remember, you're paying for convenience. What is a convenience? Think of it like Uber food, right? Where they bring you the food. It's all done, taken care of for you, perishable. You just have to warm it up, cook it. It's all done for you. All right? South Beach Diet. The food is there for you. They bring it to you. You're paying for convenience. All right? That's what convenience means. Luxury. Convenience. What's the convenience here? Well, convenience here is that you don't have to tweak anything. You don't have to worry about any patch updates. You don't have to worry about the download speed. You don't have to worry about, do you have an extra hard drive space to install this? Guess what? It's all done for you. The only thing you have to worry about is your internet service provider. And that's something I want to cover right now. That's something I want to talk really quick because I got like maybe 25 minutes left. Sorry about that, guys. You guys are really fast, man. I get around 123 FPS on RB6. All right. You guys are super fast. The questions are just popping in, man. It's crazy. B7 says, let me start from here. Even marriage, that's true. Google is well known for shutting things down quickly. They have a bad reputation of starting something and canceling it, and Google Glass, it's one of them. But I think this is different. I think this is a huge investment for Google to just scrap. I'm not saying that they even if they cancel the project, sure, it would hurt them a little bit. It would hurt them a little bit. I'm not going to say it's not going to hurt them, but I think this is different. I think they're in this for long haul. You're not going to invest this kind of money, billions of dollars, man. We're talking billions, man. Okay, it's a lot of money. That's a big chunk of money, man, to invest into something where you don't know. You don't gamble, guys. You don't gamble with billions of dollars. No company will gamble with billions of dollars unless they know for a fact, hey, we can get this, maybe not this year, but 5 years from now, 2024, we can have this established. Okay? That's the investment. Investment means for the long run. Yeah, I'm investing this for the long run, not for the short run. So they're doing it in the long run. And remember, Google Stadia is not about quantity. It's about quality. They want to bring you quality, not quantity. How many games do we have? I got 300 games here, 400 games there. No, they're about quality. They're not about quantity. That's another thing that, should have been mentioned, and I didn't mention it, and I should have mentioned it. All right, let's see what else we got. B7 says it's impossible to infiltrate a Google data center. The security, it's insane. Oh, I'm pretty sure they have the best security, man. The NSA, National Security Agencies, and all that. Yeah, man. Yeah, good luck with that. The Coldest says, is it true Blizzard Activision is removing all of their games off of GeForce now? It might be true. It might be true because I wanted to play World of Warcraft, right? And guess what? I was not able to play World of Warcraft. It wouldn't even let me install it. I think you'll be able to play Modern Warfare, Call of Duty games, but I think that's where it stops. Call of Duty and Black Ops, that's the only thing you're going to be able to play. I think the only game from Blizzard that I know that works really well on GeForce now, it's StarCraft. StarCraft 2 is like the only Blizzard game that I know that works really, really well. Blizzard, guys, they like their exclusivity. Blizzard loves exclusivity, and they don't need a partner. Blizzard doesn't need a partner because they made $20 billion last year. $20 billion just last year alone. Think about that insanity. Think about how huge World of Warcraft online, massively multiplayer online services. They made $20 billion just last year. Let that wrap around your head. $20 billion just last year. They don't need anybody. They're good on their own. Others want to partner with Blizzard. Activision approached Blizzard. All right, other companies are approaching Blizzard. Blizzard is sitting pretty darn well. So, I don't know. You know what? You could be right. Who said that? Coldest says that. The Coldest 247, you know what, man? You could be right. You could be more right than you think. Hey, Cameron D, welcome back. King Jello, I'm on GeForce now playing Rainbow Six. I read that. Let me see. Marcel says the problem with Stadia is that we have to invest into a new library of games, and we can't use our existing libraries. That's why it might fail. Amazon will give a free Amazon Prime, probably. Well, I don't agree with that statement, Marcel, and here's the reason why. Yes, you have an option to play your games that you already own on a Uplay Plus or Steam or Epic Games or somewhere else. You have that option, but some people like the option of having a convenience on playing it on that service only. Some people might want to sell their console. Some people might want to sell their PCs. Some people might just want to use maybe some hipster thing. Maybe it's a hipster thing where some people might want to use it just that one service called Google Stadia, and just have minimalistic stuff in their house, have that thing hide behind the TV, and when they feel like playing a game, they can go ahead and play the game without any wires and cables and all this other stuff. Google Stadia, it's not going to appeal to everyone. That's understandable. And I don't think Google Stadia is trying to appeal to everybody. I think Google Stadia, it's appealing to a certain gamer who likes fast accessibility, convenience, and the ability to take that experience anywhere they go. And I think that's what they're aiming for. Now again, yes, you have to purchase these games. They do have discounts once in a while, but remember, convenience. Convenience of you not dealing with tweaking and patching that Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal will have all kinds of problems. Mark my words. Next month, Doom Eternal, once it's released on March 25th, 28th, I don't know, whenever next month, you'll spend the entire day, maybe 3 days, 5 days, patching that game up, patching it up, patching it for this one, patching it for that one. It doesn't work with my Ryzen 7. It doesn't work with my Radeon 57 XT. 57 XT, AMD hadn't said anything officially about the issues that we have with Doom Eternal. Then NVIDIA says, we're working on it right now. Well, it's going to take some time. There's going to be a bunch of issues with the Doom Eternal. Guess what? On the Google Stadia, you're not going to have any issues. There won't be any issues. Why? Because they're working on the game as we speak. So when it hits the date, the game will be ready to go, and you'll be able to press the button, play, boom, and Doom Eternal on your 4K HDR television. That's a convenience. So you're paying for convenience. That's what you're paying for. That's in my opinion. That's the way I see it, honestly. And I don't think it's gonna fail. I really don't think it's gonna fail. I'm like, dude, I'm like 100. I'll say this. I'm 110% sure right now, after the research I have done, I'm 110% sure it's not gonna fail. But it's a long haul. It will take time. Some people will jump the ship because they don't have the patience. They're going to jump the ship, but they might come back to the ship when they realize that that this ship has actually grown bigger and it's crushing the ice. And it's not sinking, but it's growing. That's the way I look at it. Now, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not a Nostradamus. You know, I'm not a prophet. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I'm looking at it from this trajectory, from this perspective, is the way I'm looking at it. Marcel, let me see what else. Man, you guys, the questions are just popping in, man. You guys are like unbelievably awesome. Bo Benson, name one paid service Google have killed. Can't think of any. I'm getting, there's a Google Glass, right? Kachi. Is the Samsung Q8 too late for 2020? Is it worth... Oh yeah, Q8F is awesome. I have it, man. There's nothing wrong. For that kind of money, I think that's a missed opportunity if you don't buy it, in my opinion. I'm just saying. Now, if you have the cash, if you don't have the cash, I understand. But if you have the money and you can afford it, go for it, man. That's a great TV for gaming, HDR, movies, 4K HDR movies, 4K HDR programming. I mean, you're not going to go wrong with that. Got you. King Jello, I'm sorry. Gamer's Hometown. How you doing, brother? Yes, there's nothing wrong with the GeForce Now. It works well. I mean, I have videos on it. I have live streams on it. And there's nothing wrong with the GeForce Now. But the problem is, I don't understand why people want to see one service fail and another. And why people want to have only one service. Because if you only have one service, okay, let's say, for example, let's say hypothetically, okay, I'm going to say something hypothetically in a fantasy world. Okay, this is hypothetical. Let's say the GeForce Now is the only service. Google Stadia is dead. Amazon is dead. What's the other one's dead? They're all dead. Xbox, Sony, they're all dead. Somehow. Something happened, right? And they don't exist anymore. That's it. GeForce Now is the only service. Even Steam has died in a fantasy hypothetical world. All right, let's say that this happens, okay? Quotes in the air. Quote marks in the air. Guess what? NVIDIA, with the monopoly, is going to raise the prices so freaking high that every game you're going to be paying $75 a month. You'll be paying $75 a month, I guarantee you, for that service. Why? Because they have the monopoly. So, hypothetically speaking, if you give one service monopoly, guess what they're going to do? They're going to get greedy. They're going to tell you, we're the only sheriff in town, so you got to go through us. You got to pay if you want to play. So, having only one service doesn't benefit anybody. There's no benefit in having a one service. So I don't understand why people just want to wish to see one service die and the other service prosper. That doesn't benefit nothing. It doesn't benefit us as gamers. It might benefit some fanboyistic point of view for somebody who's a fanboy holding a flag, right? But for the rest of us, that's bad news. Monopoly is not good. Monopoly is bad. You don't want the monopoly. You don't want Jeff Bezos to have monopoly. You don't want to see that. You want to see a true evil rise up? Well, wait till he gets the monopoly, and then you'll see what he's going to do. So, but they're keeping him in check. They keep Jeff Bezos. They keep Elon Musk. All of these big, corporations. They keep them in check. They have to keep them in check because no one should have monopoly. So I love the ability that we have these variety of different services. I love the fact that I can click on PlayStation Now and start playing Metal Gear Guns of Patriots. I love the idea that I can play Dark Cloud 2 on my PlayStation Now. Play the entire Yakuza series on PlayStation Now. I love that. I love that I can do that tonight. Let's say I'm bored tonight, hypothetically. Let's say I didn't have nothing to do. I love the fact that I can play Fanavision with the fireworks on PlayStation Now. I love the idea that I can take my phone and play the entire Halo Master Chief collection on my phone from the xCloud. I love that. Just like I love the idea that I can play American Truck Simulator on my MacBook Pro from 2008. I love variety. Variety is good, guys. Competition is good because it creates variety. And variety is good for us. So, what does that mean? Am I some kind of Google Stadia fanboy? I'm not. What I am the fan of cutting edge new technology. I'm a fan of variety. So yeah, I'm going to try Amazon Twitch. I'm going to try Shadow PC gaming when it becomes available in my home state here. I'm going to try these services. But for people, when they say, I want this service to fail, I want this service to die, but what does it say about you when you say something like that? I'm not going to say it, but everybody knows what that is. So, I actually read some of the people playing World of Warcraft and GFN were getting banned. Something about against terms of service. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Because they can detect. Here's the thing. CN, that's actually true. What you just said there is true because the Blizzard Net can see from where you're accessing the game. And they can see that you are actually installing the game onto NVIDIA GeForce server and that you're playing the game from NVIDIA GeForce server, and they don't like that. They don't like that. Why? Because it brings more traffic to GeForce Now. And GeForce Now doesn't have any partnership with NVIDIA. I mean, GeForce Now doesn't have any partnership with Blizzard. So Blizzard has no partnership with NVIDIA. And this is probably why the Blizzard it's doing that, and this is probably why I was not able to install the game, okay, because Blizzard is like, how dare you do this, NVIDIA? You think it's okay for you to just bring the traffic your way? Get people to sign up, $5 a month, bring the traffic your way? You're going to have to talk to our shareholders. You're going to have to sign a deal with us. You're going to have to make a deal. Okay? That's just business, guys. All right? So this is probably why you can't play and why you're getting banned playing World of Warcraft. Because they want you to be connected and sign up to Blizzard.net server. They want you to play it directly from Blizzard.net server. They don't want the traffic going to NVIDIA. And I should have known this. I should have, and I was like, it just clicked. I was like, I should have known that. Of course, they have no partnership with NVIDIA. So of course, it's not going to happen. You know. Jeremy Rich, thank you for that. Let me check it out really quick. We can look at it right now. It's right here, guys. Let's read it. NVIDIA GeForce Now, it's losing all the Activision Blizzard games. A bad sign for cloud gaming. Well, there you go. There you go. Well, there you go. But are we shocked? Should we be shocked? Let's be honest here. Should I be shocked? Should you be shocked? Or surprised that this has happened? No, it shouldn't be a surprise. It shouldn't be a shock. Because NVIDIA doesn't have any partnership with Blizzard. The only way you can bring World of Warcraft on GeForce Now, it's by NVIDIA signing some kind of a deal with Blizzard. That's like the only way. And that's never going to happen. Let's just be honest, guys. Blizzard doesn't need anybody. Other companies need Blizzard because of such a huge success of World of Warcraft, right? And now Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So Blizzard wants you to sign up on their server, and they want you to play World of Warcraft from their server. But let's see what it says. Let's read this a little bit. NVIDIA GeForce Now feels like one of the very best ways to get a free taste of cloud gaming. But it's got a gigantic catch. It lets you play PC games you already own only if the game publisher allows it. Alright, so this is the important part. And this is the difference. This is a major, major difference between Google Stadia and NVIDIA GeForce and Shadow PC Gaming. Okay? Let's highlight this. So what does this mean? It lets you play PC games you already own only if the game publisher allows it. So, on a Google Stadia, if the game is released on Google Stadia, it's already partnered and authorized and tailor-made and designed to work with GeForce. With Google Stadia. GeForce Now, you don't know. They might pull. Steam might do the same thing. Guess what? Tomorrow, Ubisoft might say, "The hell with that GeForce Now. We're gonna pull all our games out." Guess what? We're gonna stay with our partnership with Google. No. This could easily happen. Ubisoft. Once Ubisoft releases all of their Uplay Plus games on Google Stadia, they might do the same thing and say, the hell with the NVIDIA. NVIDIA's not doing anything for us. They're not paying our bills. They're not, fixing our houses. They're not, cleaning our pools. They're not doing shit for us. Guess what? The hell with the NVIDIA. We're going to pull the plug. And guess what? It's going to be only exclusive for a Google Stadia. So this could happen. See, this is the downside of GeForce Now. This is the thing that sucks. Okay? So let's read some more. Hold on. It lets you play PC games. Okay, today, NVIDIA is revealing that Activision Blizzard is no longer playing ball, pulling down its catalog of games, including Overwatch, World of Warcraft. Overwatch, World of Warcraft, and Call of Duty series. This is bad, dude. this is a big blow for GeForce Now. The fact that you can't play Call of Duty games, the fact that you can't play Overwatch, the fact that you can't play Call of Duty series, this is bad. This is just bad now. This is now like, let me cancel my membership for GeForce Now. Yeah. Steam could do the same thing. Steam could easily do the same thing. Steam could say, the hell with this. We want a piece of that pie. NVIDIA, you need to pay. NVIDIA, you need to pay. You want us to let you use our Steam, to access to our Steam service? Guess what, NVIDIA, you got to pay the piper. So, you see, this is the issue. This is the problem that no one has thought about. No one has thought about this until now. So yeah, this is pretty bad, man. This is not good. I don't even know if I'm gonna keep my GeForce Now membership now. Honestly, I don't even know if I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do it, guys. I don't even know if I'm gonna, keep the GeForce Now service. This is bad, bro. So I don't know. This is just not good, man. It's not good. It's not good at all. This is a bad news, and but we should have known that this was going to happen, and I should have known this too. I should have, because no, they're not going to allow this, man. Now, GeForce is making too much noise, and NVIDIA should have known better. You have to invest billions of dollars. You have to invest a lot of money in order for you to have something concrete and secure. Okay, and this is why Google Stadia is going to be in the long run. Because why? Because they have money and they can make deals with the shareholders. They can make deals, sign the contract deals with other publishers, developers, reserve the rights for the service. Okay, this is why Google Stadia slowly is going to evolve. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Oh yeah, this is a plus for Stadia, big time. So, I guess if you cannot play World of Warcraft and Call of Duty series on GeForce Now, so same thing's gonna happen with the French company called Shadow PC. So Shadow PC, you won't be able to play World of Warcraft. I don't think so. Why? Because I already explained this. Why? Because Blizzard knows exactly what your internet service provider is. Then they know exactly your MAC address. They know exactly from which computer are you playing. Are you playing locally, or are you installing it to some cloud data center computer somewhere else? They can see that, they know that, and they're going to pull the plug on that. Okay? They're going to pull the plug on that, man. So this really sucks. Yeah, this really sucks, man. So, you see, maybe we just didn't, like I said, I'm guilty of this as well. I didn't see a bigger picture with Google Stadia, and that's because I didn't do as much of his research as I should have done, like I have done last night, and I realized, wait a minute, I see what Google Stadia is doing. Okay, now granted, they should have put their service in beta. They shouldn't have lied to us. Of course, we all agree on that. No one should get a pass on lying. But Google Stadia wants to be a service that's going to start slowly, and then in the long run is going to evolve. Remember how PlayStation started back in '95, or was it '96? How slowly it started, Everybody was laughing about it. Yeah, sure, Sony is going to release a Walkman video game console, whatever. And people are saying, they can't touch Nintendo or Sega. There's only two kings in town, Nintendo and Sega. Sony can, whatever, kiss my behind. It's not going to happen. No one believed that Sony would be capable of such a thing, right? Everybody was saying, Sony this, Sony that. I'm going back in past, and the same can be said here too for Google. Everybody was on Nintendo and Sega bandwagon, right? But guess what? Look what Sony has achieved. From 1995, in 1998, especially 1998 with Metal Gear Solid, tactical espionage action, Konami game, Resident Evil 2, all of these other games that came out, Gran Turismo, Final Fantasy. Now, I'm not saying that that Google's going to have that kind of success, the way Sony did, but you shouldn't underestimate the underdog. You shouldn't underestimate Google, man. I always feel that when people underestimate company into thinking that they're going to be making the same mistakes over and over again, I don't think people are privy to the information of what Google is doing. We're not privy to the information. If we were privy to the information, I guarantee you, if you were privy to the information as to what they're doing, what their plans are, you probably would say, hey, don't dismiss Google Stadia. Do not dismiss them, okay? They're not going to jump the ship, bro. It's not going to happen. Yeah, but we do care about Modern Warfare, Call of Duty. We do care about the Overwatch. And we do care about the StarCraft, but especially Call of Duty. Call of Duty. I mean, Modern Warfare is a pretty big one. Not being able to play Modern Warfare, not being able to play Black Ops. Yes, you can still play Fortnite and Apex Legends, which is pretty cool. I mean, you can still play some cool games. Closing. You can play Fortnite 2 through Epic Games. But how long is that going to last? Okay, let's look at the Epic Games. World War Z. How long before World War Z pulls the plug and says to NVIDIA, no, NVIDIA, you got to pay us. You got to give us something. You got to give us a little bit of that pie. Give us a percentage of that. We're going to pull the plug. And then you lose Fortnite. That's not good. And then look at the, what's the other one? Apex Legends, which is Electronic Arts, EA Origins. And EA says, ooh, we want a piece of that pie too. Let's pull the plug. And now you don't have Apex Legends. Now you don't have a Fortnite. Now you don't have Call of Duty, StarCraft, World of Warcraft, none of that. And then you got Gabe Newell comes in and says, Gabe says, you know what? We at Valve Steam, we want a piece of that pie too. How dare you use our game and let people come to your server and bring traffic your way to play Counter-Strike Global Offensive. We're going to pull the Counter-Strike Global Offensive. We're going to pull that game out. We're going to pull the plug. Pay the piper. We want a piece of that pie, NVIDIA. And well, guess what NVIDIA is going to do? Shut down the service. Sorry. We're sad to announce that we have to shut down the service. Thank you for being a beta all these years. We appreciate your support. Take care. Goodbye. Blah, 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 blah. Here's your $5 back. And that's that. This could easily happen. This is not something that's like a fantasy. Could easily happen. So the NVIDIA will have to work on this. Is NVIDIA's going to be able to invest and make some kind of deals with these companies? I don't know. Is the price going to go up? Are you going to have to pay now $10 a month or $20 a month? Maybe the price will go up. Maybe they're going to raise the prices now. Say, okay, since we have to sign up with the partnership deals with these companies and these developers, now we're going to have to raise the prices from $5 to $10 or maybe $15 or maybe even $20. And then it's going to be totally pointless using that service if you have to pay $20. You see what I'm saying? You see how the tables can easily turn around with this. Easily, the tables can turn. Well, that's the thing, Jeremy. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody. That's business. It's greed. What is business? Business is pure and simple. Like Michael Douglas says, greed is good and is good for business. And he wasn't kidding when he said that in the movie Wall Street with Charlie Sheen, Oliver Stone film. That's what companies want. They want the piece of the pie. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Wait. You're playing my videos and you're making traffic and making money off of it with a subscription, but you're not giving me anything in a percentage? No. I'm going to pull the goddamn plug on that. That's just business, man. There's nothing personal. It's just business. You got to pay the piper. It is what it is. And NVIDIA should have known this. NVIDIA should have freaking know this. You think that the Blizzard is going to sit there and let you bring the traffic for $5 a month to your service? Are you out of your mind? Especially with a game like World of Warcraft and Modern Warfare? Are you out of your mind? I was blown away when I found out that this was actually accessible, that you can actually play Modern Warfare, Call of Duty, and World of Warcraft, and Overwatch and StarCraft too. I was like blown away. I was like, this can't be right. This can't be right. And I should have known that this is not going to last too long. I should have known that. All right, let's see what else you guys are saying, because I got maybe 10 minutes left. If you guys have any more questions, please do let me know. I got 10 more minutes to go. Which one's better? Let me answer this question to Tariq Muhammad Omar. Tariq Omar, which is better, GeForce Now or Google Stadia? Well, I think you know your answer now, Tariq. It's Google Stadia, bro. Google Stadia. Yeah. See what else we have. Yeah, Gravity Milk, it sucks. I know. I mean, it sucks because, look, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Black Ops, it's a big deal. Those are big games, dude. A lot of people are playing. Battle Royale on the Black Ops and the Modern Warfare and all these different maps and features that Modern Warfare has. World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Overwatch, for crying out loud, Overwatch. Those are huge. That's a huge blow. Those are big games. Forget Destiny 2. The hell with a Destiny 2. This is pretty bad, man. For and guess what? This will send a red flag to Epic Games. Epic Games gonna say, you know what? No. NVIDIA will not let you bring traffic to play Fortnite 2 and World War Z and Fortnite 2, which is pretty big. We will not let you have that kind of like easy money maker traffic. We're going to pull the plug on those two games. And mark my words, Fortnite 2, Epic Games will pull the plug on Fortnite 2 and World War Z. And then what do you got now? Now you don't have World War Z. Now you don't have the, Fortnite, which is a pretty big game, Fortnite 2. And then EA Access goes like, ooh, we're always greedy. Why everybody's pulling the plug? Why should we let NVIDIA have this pass? No, NVIDIA, pay the piper. Pull the plug on Apex Legends. Pull the plug. You cannot play Apex Legends through NVIDIA GeForce Now server. You got to come to our server. Play it locally on your computer. And guess what? Steam's going to say the same thing. Well, whoa. Hold on a second. We want the piece of that pie too. We don't want you to play our crown jewel, Half-Life and Counter-Strike Global Offensive. We don't want you to play Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Bring the traffic to your GeForce Now server. No. Pay the piper. We want the piece of the pie. They're going to pull the plug too. And then everybody start pulling the plug. You see, like a domino effect. Tup. It sucks. This is bad news, man. Here, let's read it. It's right here, man. It's pretty bad. It's not good. It's not good at all. This is like pretty bad, dude. It's frustrating because the whole premise of NVIDIA's GeForce Now service is theoretically win-win. You get to take your existing game library anywhere. Game publisher get the same money and much the same relationship with the customer who's buying those games from the same Steam, Epic, Uplay, Battle.net store, and NVIDIA gets to rent out access to computer that simply lives in the cloud. NVIDIA says it hopes to work with Activision Blizzard to bring the games back, but the company confirmed to us that things are pretty cut and dry for now. You shouldn't expect them to magically reappear after a few days or even few weeks. NVIDIA also declined to tell us whether it be open to sharing slice of its subscription fee with publisher, citing the quiet period before its earning. You know what this means? Okay, this means that I'm gonna cancel my subscription on GeForce Now. This tells me that this is pretty much, I'm gonna have to, here's what I'm gonna do. I got 3 months free, but I don't know if I'm gonna keep my subscription. This is just the bad news, man. This is just looking bad. So, yeah. So much for GeForce Now. So much. Well, Johnny Live, I did reach out to Shadow PC, and I promised them that I will not talk about them, like give my opinion about them, until the cloud data center it's built here in my home state. Once Shadow PC becomes available in my home state, I did tell them on the Discord and Twitter, I told them that I will thoroughly test Shadow PC. I will test Shadow PC. I will check everything, and then I will give my opinion on the Shadow PC. Okay. But if this is happening to GeForce, but here's the thing. If this is happening to GeForce Now, how long before they start cracking on the French company Shadow PC? How long before they start going and pulling the plug there too? Okay. Once the Shadow PC gains momentum and start getting more and more subscribers, then the Battle.net will say, then the Blizzard Battle.net will say, okay, we got to pull the plug. You got to pay us, Shadow PC. You want to have this service? You got to partner up with us. We have to sign a contract deal with us, and we got to take a certain fee. So don't count Shadow PC. Don't count GeForce Now. I would only count 3 companies at this point: Google, Amazon, and xCloud. Those 3 services. Sony, wait and see. With Sony, I don't know. We have to wait and see with Sony. But right now, I would say Google, Amazon, and xCloud. So Google, Amazon, and Microsoft. Those 3. That triangle. Google, Amazon, and Microsoft. Those 3 companies is where I would bet my money on. That's where I would bet my money when it comes to cloud gaming. You see how the tables are turning right now? See, this is why I tell people that's why we have to wait. We have to be patient. You know, we can't just simply. That's why I tell people, declare a winner. Which one's the winner? You can't declare a winner right away. This is why you have to wait to see what happens, because the tables can turn so quickly, so fast, in the blink of an eye. They could do that, Johnny Live, if they wanted to. They can easily do that. I mean, because remember, you're on the internet. The informations can be detected, can be seen, can be tracked to see what's the data center, where's it coming from, Where's it being distributed from? I mean, yeah, all that information, they have it. The publishers, they have to have that information from that service. Okay? Because if they don't give that information to the publisher, then that's pirating. That's even worse. So yeah, I wouldn't count my money on. I wouldn't bet my money on Shadow PC. I wouldn't bet my money on GeForce Now. I would only bet my money on Google, Amazon, and Microsoft. That's where I would bet my money. That's gonna be those three are gonna be the key players when it comes to cloud gaming. I'm telling you guys, this is like clear as a day for me right now. Google, Amazon, and Microsoft. Those three are your key players that you have to bet on. World Child says Shadow might end up being one of the best. Here's why. You would have access to everything. Stadia, GeForce, PlayStation Now, xCloud, and any other game streaming service. But War Child, that's all fine and dandy. It's a nice fantasy, and I love that fantasy. It's a beautiful fantasy, and I love fantasies. It's a guilty pleasure. I love it. But there's a problem with that fantasy. It's not realistic, War Child. Why? Because what makes you think that Google Stadia will allow you to be hooked up to some other service to access their service? Or vice versa? What makes you think that they're going to let you, that the Amazon's going to let you use their service through some other service without them not knowing? It's not going to work. It's not going to work, brother. It's just not going to work. Business is business. Money is money. These companies are in to make money. They're not in for charity, okay? These companies, they're not in charity business. They're not there out there to help people. They're out there to make money. And when it comes to money, they're going to pull the plug. That's just the way it is. Well, look, I wouldn't say that GeForce is dead, but I wouldn't bet my money on it. Why? Because we have to wait and see. NVIDIA's got to be willing to make some deals. They have to make deals, and if they're going to make the deals and pay the piper, pay the publishers, pay the developers, guess what? The prices will be higher, meaning that you're going to now have to pay $10, maybe $20 a month to use their service, or maybe $25 a month to use their service, on top of you paying for a game to be able to play it on their service. So that's going to suck too. You see, one follows the other. But anywho, it is what it is, guys. Well, there you have it, You see how quickly things can turn around, how quickly things can change? Well, there you have it. But right now, the best thing to do, look, I have 3 months. I'm not saying I'm going to quit my GeForce Now right now. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to cancel it. It's $5 a month. I have 3 months. I have 3 months till May. Okay, a lot can happen from now till May, and I want to see where it goes. But in May, I'll have a pretty good idea as to where GeForce is going and what they're going to do on their press conference and what their plans are, and then we'll see what's going on with the Google. And so the best thing to do is just wait and see, But I wouldn't declare anybody a winner here. No one's a winner right now. It's all slippery slope, bro. It's all slippery slope. So this is just fresh waters and open waters, open water seas, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. Well, that's it. I did promise 1 hour and a half, and I got to get going. Like you see, it's interesting how things can turn around, change within an hour, and how the tables can turn so quickly, so fast. So don't ever take everything as test. Just test everything out. Look at everything as beta. You know what I mean? Always, you should look everything as open beta. Let me not invest too much money. Let me just try it out a little bit, see how it works. Let me try and just test the grounds, test the waters. But making a full investment onto any service blindly, it's never a good thing, you know. All right, guys. Well, that's it. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you all for stopping by. Thank you for being here on this chat. And, well, that's it. Thank you all. Thank you, Night Scorpion. Thank you, Coldest. Peace, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. B7, thank you for being here. Thank you, Daniel. Jeremy, thank you all. Appreciate it. Thank you, Stadia Cloud Gamer, for being here. Like I said, Stadia Cloud Gamer, you know, you know, we don't need to be. We can't do that stuff here, man. We can't, you know, say that stuff. That's I'm not okay with that. I condemn that kind of talk, man. All right, and that kind of talk, man. I'm just letting you know, dude. I want to give you a warning. Just please don't talk that kind of stuff about other people. If you disagree with them, that's fine. You can disagree with them, but you can't be using that kind of language, man. You can't be saying that kind of stuff, man. All right? Just letting you know, man. I'm not okay with that. All right? Nor am I ever going to be okay with that. That's not cool. That's not okay. All right? Just letting you know, brother. All right? I'm trying to be fair here. Other than that, all right, guys. Have a good one. Take care. Peace. And be good. All right? Be good, man. Conceal that ego. Don't let that ego jump out of you. All right? Don't let that ego jump out of you. All right? Ego is not good for you. If you know how to control it, it can be good. If you don't know how to control it, it can be pretty bad. All right, guys. We gotta run. Gotta go. There's your news. It is what it is. We'll see what happens in the future. All right? I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Cheers. Be good.